Widows, Bosgoals, how are we all doing? Captain Drama Llama here. Getting more people. Last night I was watching Purple's live, then I was sort of bouncing between Purple, Paranormal Monkey podcast, and then I finished the evening with Dead Cold, and then I watched something else after Dead Cold, and I think I nodded off, because I woke up and one of my old videos was on, and I woke up at the part I'm about to share with you, and we need to ask, Mindseed, what happened?
I might edit that out. I might not. $500, I'd expect a happy ending.
Out there, and one of them has a golden ticket in it, which will be an invitation for you to join us on a paranormal investigation.
I'd rather boil my face. There are a limited amount of $300 mystery boxes, and one contains a golden ticket.
Now, if you watch that video in full, which is Mindseed TV and Oh My Gosh Debunked Paranormal Sins Episode 2, where there's like 10 minutes at the beginning of the video is all about merch, memberships, Patreons. It's a big hard sell on everything they got. And then they go into these mystery boxes. Some are $300, some are $500. But one contains a golden ticket where a fan of the show can go on an investigation with Mindseed. And I'm like, you might not want to do that, because the last guy that won a competition to go and investigate with Mindseed disappeared. Then they lost Tanner somewhere. He got dragged across an attic. He was never seen again. There was another guy that started with him. Nobody's ever heard of him. What's Casey doing with these people? Is he eating them? And it just struck me as odd. Where was the prize winner? They sold boxes. In fact, I brought up a email that I received from a Mindseed fan that paid a lot of money for merch from Mindseed and never got their items. I don't know if they ever did. But they asked me to incorporate it into a video somewhere to see if Mindseed would actually pay attention. Wonder if they did. Wonder if that lady ever got her very expensive items. And I'm sat here thinking, hey, last time I looked at Mindseed to do a debunk video was like 3 months ago or something. You know, the one with the little trike and then the floating lamp and all insane. And like a month before that, I looked at one where somebody clearly hid around the corner and blew out a candle. Some of my biggest debunks have been Mindseed because they have fantastic production quality. Well, they did have, and then they got very lazy with the production quality. And the mistakes were getting easier and easier to spot. Where's the new stuff? I know they do seasons, but where's the new stuff? Well, I've gone and looked at the channel. Maybe I've missed some stuff, you know? So this is the last video I debunked 3 months ago. They're doing top 5 stuff. UFOs, strangers creatures, ghosts caught viral, insane sounds, laser creates eclipse, UFOs, solar eclipse, strange sightings, 100 paranormal moments caught on camera. Where's the content that people have been paying you guys for? Because you've, once again, tried to sell a very expensive thing. People have probably bought these boxes. Where's the golden ticket? Where's the winner? Where's the announcement? Where are your investigation videos? This is bizarre. Now, I'm not egotistical enough to say, hey, the debunkers have finally got to Mindseed and they've stopped faking. That's why they're doing top 5, top 10s. But they were getting lazy anyway. There was less and less footage coming out, less and less often. The quality wasn't there. The videos were getting shorter and shorter. And obviously, they were getting debunked a lot as well because they were lying about locations, lying about the weather, lying about this, that, the other, paying actors to be homeowners, and then Side-Eye Guy found the actors. And there was no toxicity or nastiness. Mindseed mostly ignore the debunkers, apart from a few podcasts they've done with it. Like, how dare they? It's all real. No, it's not. You know it's not. You can't keep coming at us with, it's real, therefore you calling us fake is toxic, when it is clearly fake. We all saw Colton's reflection in the mirror. We've all seen you shaking cameras, pretending that things are moving, and it's not, it's just the cameras. We've seen wires, we've seen overlays, we've heard overlaid sounds, seen overlaid videos, we've seen masking, we've seen whip cuts where you spin your camera really quick, you cut something, stack a load of chairs, and you whip back. And maybe they thought it's just not worth it anymore. What about your fans that were buying these boxes to meet you guys, to work with you guys? Where is that golden ticket winner? Just odd. This is something that a few people have been discussing. Is the paranormal losing its clout on YouTube? Because paranormal teams are putting out less and less content. People are steering away from it and now going down the route of UFOs, aliens, because there is a difference. You know, a UFO is an unidentified object. An alien is a being. Top 5s, top 10s, even Really Haunted dipped his toes into top 10s. So is the paranormal on YouTube? Has it lost its clout? Has it lost its way? is it in danger of becoming stagnant? I think so. But I'm not talking about the real paranormal. I'm talking about the blatantly fake paranormal. I think it's losing its hold on YouTube. I mean, right now, Mindseed's UFO skin alien, the UFO, the aliens, found footage, top 5, top 10, it's doing much better than their actual paranormal investigations. They're not paranormal investigations, really bad ghost hunting videos that are edited well. The actual ghost investigation side of it is poor. The video quality is good. And they seem to have stepped away from that. And Exploring with Josh has stepped away from the paranormal. There's a lot of people stepping away from the paranormal and further going down the route of urban exploring and things like that. I mean, fair play to Josh. On his way out, he fired shots at some fakers out there and was like, yep, you want the truth? There you go. Sent it to all the debunkers. Fair play to him. And then, if you go and look, I'm not going to keep showing other people's channels here, but if you go and look at Sam and Colby, hey, they got 5.8 million views on an investigation with Joe Rogan in the thumbnail. That should have done massive. But Just Go Tell 2 months before it had 12 million views. The Conjuring House videos were 20 million, 17 million, 17 million, and 12 million. With Daz Black. I like Daz Black's gaming. It's hilarious. Is the paranormal losing its clout? Now, Sam and Colby range between 10 and 20 million per video, usually. That seems to be taking a bit of a dip. I mean, the Demonic Encounter Island's Most Haunted Castle did only 5.6 million views. Still incredible viewership. Massive views, but far less than they used to. I mean, there's a 3-month-old video on here that's only got 7.6 million views. Do we need to be worried about the state of the paranormal? Do we need to be worried about this? In fact, if you go and look at whatever channel you want to watch in regards to the paranormal on YouTube now, viewership is pretty much down across the board. Or could it be because these channels have been going for years? Maybe people have become a bit stagnant with it. Is it because there are more debunkers now than there have ever been? I mean, years ago, there was only The Shape and Mr. Grey. Now they're everywhere. There's tons of debunking channels. There's people claiming to be debunkers that have no right to claim to be debunkers because they just shit-talk people without having a clue, or say things like, if you use an app, you're fake, and then kick off and say, I've never used an app, prove it. And then when it's proved, oh, that's a different app, it doesn't matter. So this leads me to think there needs to be a change in the paranormal. There really does. The fakery, or the fake channels, Lainey and Ben called it a day, and now they're doing talk shows where they suddenly don't seem to mind debunkers so much because it's not impacting their pocket. I mean, has anyone ever heard from Smug Puppy? I haven't heard from Smug Puppy in ages. Is he still doing stuff? Across the board, viewership is down in the paranormal. There are teams that I enjoy, very small teams, because when you look at the fake paranormal, they're in the millions. When you look at the real paranormal teams, they're in the thousands. Very few, very few break the 100,000. But they all seem to be doing okay. The smaller real-based channels seem to be growing. The fan bases are spreading out amongst debunking and the real paranormal teams and all integrating. So maybe there is a shift coming. And maybe it's the right shift. Maybe that's why everyone is getting so frustrated and angry and screaming and shouting at anything a debunker does. Is it because the focus is starting to shift? Is it because real teams doing real investigations, whether they capture anything or not, are starting to get the views, are starting to grow? Is it because this community of real-based teams and debunkers is in the exact same place the fake paranormal teams were 7 to 10 years ago? Because the larger teams of the fake side of the paranormal were the channel sizes that I am now. And I'm just short of 2 years into my journey. Is that why they're getting pissed? Are they worried that in 6 or 7 years' time, I could be at 100k? A lot of people are saying I'll do it within a year. It doesn't work like that. I think I've dried the well for subscribers to a debunking channel. The growth has slowed down. And, that's not me complaining. I never ever thought that 36,000 people would enjoy my content. But they do. Sometimes. Sometimes not so much. So all in all, it seems like the fake paranormal content is on the downhill. And some of them are now doing different types of content to keep the creativity flowing, to keep the money rolling in, and fair play to them. If you want to step away from the fake paranormal and go make some other stuff that people can enjoy that's well edited, have at it. Nothing wrong with that. Now, a lot of the debunkers have other stuff going on. I myself do gaming live streams, I do the debunking, I do the comedy stuff where I fake haunting stuff in my house, I do my own paranormal investigations. Mr. Grey is doing his experiment with trying to be more open to the paranormal. A lot of us do exploration sort of stuff. The Side-Eye guy has gone to the States and done a shitload of work over in the States as an investigator. So we've all got other stuff. And a lot of us have always had that other stuff. You know, Parple has always had other stuff in the background of his debunking, and that has taken focus on his channel because he doesn't like debunking anymore. He wants to have fun. I have fun debunking. So maybe there is a change. I hope there's a change, and I hope that more of these fake paranormal channels either switch their content or even switch to a more realistic based style of investigation. I mean, you imagine a large channel like Sam and Colby coming out and saying, do you know what? It was all bollocks. It was all for entertainment purposes. We hope you enjoyed it, but we're going to try something different. We're going to try a legitimate paranormal investigation. I wonder what that would do to their viewing figures. Would they lose everyone? Because I don't think they would. I think they've got a very solid fan base that would follow them through anything. But at the moment, dropping off because same content over and over again. Imagine having the bollocks to say it was all fake. But now we're going to try something different. We're going to go out with better quality cameras. We're going to ditch most of these bits of equipment that don't really work the way it's advertised. We're going to stop using these mag lights with the twist feature. And we're going to try and do some legitimate investigating into some legitimately haunted locations, or what's advertised as legitimately haunted locations, and see what happens. I wonder what would happen then. Would other channels then follow suit? Would it kill the channels? Or would it give a much needed boost to the channels that I enjoy, that I shout out? It's interesting. It's very interesting because I've only shown a small section of what I've been looking at there, but I've been looking in depth the last few hours. I don't know. It seems like the fake paranormal is on the decline. And I hope that the real paranormal now gets that incline. I mean, we've got the Ouija brothers at the top of it. People are going to argue with me, oh, they're not real, or they're not the biggest real channel because you believe that the channel that is your favorite is real. That's not what this is about. This is more about the blatantly fake, the likes of Mindseed, Twin Paranormal. As another example, go and look at Twin Paranormal. A year ago, they were in the millions of views. Millions. 1.2, 1.3, 1.5, 2.1, 1.2. These guys were getting big. And something seemed to happen about a year ago where they were under 1 million. 4 months ago. Excuse me, there's somebody banging outside my house. I don't mean banging. I don't know why I did that, sorry. They are now down to 600 to 700k views from 1.5. They're missing 1 million views. That's kind of worrying. For them, you look at the more real channels, kind of consistent. The growth is slower, but it's consistent. The views are consistent. For some channels that are just, a year into their journey, it's very up and down, but that's because of algorithms and people not finding them. And I've tried to help them with that and tried to get more eyes on them. But I can only say go and check this channel out. I can't physically make people do it. But it's just interesting, This isn't even me having digs at any of these people, apart from Mindseed, because you keep promising your fans stuff and then not following through with it. And I'm not even saying that it's the debunkers that have caused this shift. I think it plays a part in it. The twins were getting millions of views over a year ago. And then I do a series of debunking videos on them. The Side-Eye guy hits them. Side-Eye guy does a couple on them. Some really big videos on them. The Shape has done videos on them. And then Twin Paranormal, they made the mistake of going at the debunking community the wrong way. Instead of ignoring us or trying to reach out to us, they smashed people with copyright strikes, which ultimately backfired on them. And it's cost them 1 million views for the last 8 or 9 months. That's worrying for them, I imagine. Or maybe it's just because the content has changed and they're getting more and more silly and more sort of overactive and things like that, and people are just getting sick of it. Who knows? But it's an interesting thought. Is the real paranormal community going to find itself 7 to 10 years down the road where all the fakers are, with the bigger channels on YouTube? I hope so. And listen, I ain't talking about my own channel. I ain't talking about my own investigations. My own investigations, I love doing, but it's a side project of debunking. And the gaming, you know, the gaming was my first thing on every channel. I wonder how many of these fake channels are going to start going further into the realm of top fives, or even bring in stuff like gaming, because there is this noticeable decline in views on paranormal on YouTube. And I dare say that also kind of explains why they're all so angry lately. Are they blaming the debunkers for this decline in viewership? Or would this decline have been there anyway, and the debunkers are quite easy to blame for it? Or even just take out their frustrations on. Hey, I'm earning less money than I was a year ago. F those guys. I want to shout at them because they don't agree with me. Possibly. I'm not trying to stir up drama. I'm not trying to bring any arguments or anything. It's just something that I've noticed across the board. And I've spoken to... Me and the Side-Eye guy have had a conversation about it. Paranormal views, specifically the fake, are down. And we notice it in debunking videos as well. You know, you could put out a Mindseed debunk video a year ago and get huge views on it. Do a Mindseed video now, probably nobody's going to watch it. And it'll be interesting because I've looked at the beginning of this video specifically at Mindseed because of the change of content, because of the, you know, win this golden ticket and it never surfacing. I've gone at that so I can put Mindseed in the title. I've done that specifically to put Mindseed in the title, to put Mindseed in the thumbnail, along with, you know, the decline of the paranormal. And see how that does for views. Is Mindseed's name going to restrict that video? Because after it's been up a week, I'll change the thumbnail so Mindseed are not in it. And then I'll take Mindseed's name out of the title and see if that video is affected by that. If it starts to pick up more views, or if it loses even more views, or if the video just stays dead because I used Mindseed in the first place. Very interesting times right now, where you've got a real paranormal channel that very rarely capture anything, breaking 100k subscribers. And it's definitely something that I'm interested in keeping an eye on. Is there a decline? Will it sort of resurface, re-peak? You know, will Halloween time, everything start to swoop back up into everyone watching these paranormal videos, and then everyone's views are up across the board for a while, and then they dip this time of year? But I don't know. Because what I've looked at, Twin Paranormal, Mindseed, etc., their views were still down around Halloween compared to where they were a year ago. Just interesting, just a conversation, nothing too dramatic. Nobody can get upset with me because I'm just looking at figures and time periods. Anyway, let me know your thoughts on the comment section down below about this. Is this something that we should keep an eye on and something we should look into further down the line? Like, want to change the titles and thumbnails and shit? Or do we just leave as is? Just let it run its course? You know, maybe new channels will come through and take over with the fakery. Maybe new channels will come and take over with the real stuff. Who knows? YouTube's a strange place. But remember last year? This time last year? Paranormal Dollar was at its peak. SWs everywhere. Demons everywhere. Every thumbnail dripping in blood and dripping with pentagrams and goat heads and all the rest of it. And then people still... And now it's people like, I was scrapped. Aliens. Aliens are taking over. That's what it is. Aliens are taking over. Not in a literal sense. They're taking over YouTube. Much love to you all. Beardo out.